Hi. In this video, I'm going to talk about the structure of a good argument. People argue all the time, parents with teachers, Republicans with Democrats, worker bees with managers. But too often today, we are more likely to be doing this rather than this. If we are ever to make democracy work in this country again, we have to replace this with this. That requires us to adopt an attitude of humility. We don't know everything, and even if what we think seems obvious, it isn't always so to others. With humility as our starting point, we accord mutual respect to others that precedes political positions. Journalist Kathleen Cavini refers us to St. Augustine, who insisted that no one wills evil per se, as everyone acts in the belief that they are pursuing some aspect of something good. This is the key to interpreting our interlocutors, those with whom we interact, charitably, even those with whom we have a profound moral and political disagreement. With that in mind, we need to learn to make sound arguments to give us an alternative to ranting. To do that, I refer you to the model for arguments developed by the philosopher Stephen Toulmin in his book, The Uses of Argument. The centerpiece of the diagram is the claim, because all arguments begin with the claim. That doesn't mean they need to be the first sentence in your paragraph, just that they rule the paragraph. Everything refers one way or another to them. No claim is left undefended. For that, you need evidence, what Toulmin calls grounds. It comes in many forms. Notice that facts are only one form of evidence. That is because we have a number of defense mechanisms to protect what we believe. Facts are important, but they are not sufficient to persuade. A major part of rhetoric is finding arguments suitable both to defending your thesis, the master claim in the essay, and your audience. You don't quote the New Testament to a large Muslim or Jewish or secular audience, for example. Evidence is useless if it is not relevant to the claim. The warrant is the explanation of that relevance. It might be the logic of a syllogism or a correlation or the similarity of an analogy or the offer of an example that renders the evidence relevant. You normally won't address this relationship openly. It should be obvious. In some cases, though, that relationship needs more robust defense or explanation. That is what the backing is about. Here you may have to provide correlation coefficients or an authority for the connection or a definition of key words. Finally, because we don't know everything, we will sometimes be faced with an argument we don't have a good answer to. The best way to deal with it, assuming that it doesn't strike at the heart of our case, is to simply concede it, or to make it an exception to our general argument. Showing respect to the naysay you should always include in your essays, see my video on this subject to find out why, can enhance your own standing with your audience, and making a concession or granting an exception a powerful way to show generosity toward the naysay viewpoint. One last thing. You will defend your thesis with several arguments, each having the structure of the model. They may spill over the boundaries of a paragraph. Mature writers do this frequently. In Letter from Birmingham Jail, for example, Martin Luther King provides 4 paragraphs largely arguing from definition to justify his breaking the law. Before you decide you're finished with any essay assignment, you should, in addition to checking for normal grammar errors and typos, double-check to see that your arguments contain the elements the model requires. Go through each paragraph, asking yourself the following questions. Is each claim clear? Does my evidence warrant, is it relevant to, the claim? Should I explain why the relationship between evidence and claim is sound, that is, to provide backing? Should I concede anything in the naysay case against my thesis? It is an easy process to begin analyzing your opponent's weaknesses as well. That's it for this edition. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel below. You can find workbooks to practice your writing skills at Amazon and my blog through the links that follow. Thanks for listening.